Most gardeners are taught that potatoes must be planted in deep trenches, covered as they grow, and hilled up with soil repeatedly. While this method works, it's honestly backbreaking, time-consuming, and does little to improve the soil for future crops. There is a better way, one that produces just as many potatoes, sometimes even more, while also enriching your soil with organic matter instead of stripping it. This method avoids trenches altogether and uses layering and mulch to let the potatoes do the work of soil building for you. Why the traditional trench method has hidden problems. Digging trenches exposes and disturbs soil life, breaking apart fungal networks and disrupting the habitat of worms and microbes. Over time, repeated trenching can compact lower layers of soil, making it harder for roots to penetrate. Gardeners also find themselves fighting weeds because bare exposed soil is an open invitation for them to take over. Trenching and hilling require heavy soil movement, which means nutrients are burned up quickly, leading to the need for more fertilizer just to keep potatoes healthy. For anyone looking at long-term soil health, this practice is unsustainable. Potatoes can thrive without being buried deep. Potatoes do not need to be buried in trenches to form tubers. What they really need is loose, aerated material around their stems where they can set tubers freely without competition from weeds. This is why alternative methods such as layering mulch, compost, and organic matter on the surface not only work, but allow potatoes to grow with far less stress on the gardener. By keeping the process above ground, the soil beneath remains undisturbed and gains organic inputs with every season. Starting potatoes with the layering method. Instead of digging, begin with a bed cleared of large weeds or grass. Lay your seed potatoes directly on the soil surface, spacing them around 12 inches apart. Instead of covering them with heavy soil, you'll want to cover them with a layer of compost about 2 to 3 inches thick. This gives them immediate access to nutrients and, it prevents light from reaching the tubers as they sprout. On top of the compost, add 6 to 8 inches of straw, shredded leaves, or partially broken down mulch. This layer insulates the soil, suppresses weeds, and creates a loose medium where tubers can easily form. As the plants grow, instead of hilling with soil, just add more loose mulch around the stems. For example, if the initial 8 inches of straw settle down to 4 inches, go ahead and add another 4 to 6 inches of straw or leaves. Keep repeating this as the plants get taller, always making sure the lower stems are surrounded by organic matter. By harvest time, your potato patch may have 12 to 18 inches of soft mulch built up, all of which will break down and enrich the soil beneath. So how does this method build soil while growing food? Well, the beauty of the layering method is that while the potatoes are growing, soil life is being fed. Worms are attracted to the moist, shaded mulch, dragging pieces down and mixing them with the existing soil. Fungal networks thrive in the undisturbed ground, breaking down carbon and cycling nutrients. By the time the potatoes are ready for harvest, you are not only lifting tubers from loose, rich layers, but you're also leaving behind improved soil that is darker, better structured, and honestly more fertile than when you started. This stands in stark contrast to traditional trenching, which leaves behind compacted soil that needs months of recovery. So, let's talk about practical ratios and timing to make it work. If you are planting a 4x8 raised bed, you'll find that around 20 to 24 seed potatoes will fit comfortably. Just cover them with about 2 inches of compost, which is roughly 1 standard wheelbarrow load for a bed this size. Then top it all off with 6 to 8 inches of mulch. Think about 2 wheelbarrows of straw, or maybe shredded leaves. As the plants grow, simply add another wheelbarrow of mulch every couple of weeks until flowering begins. Harvesting is honestly easier and a lot less destructive. When it comes time to harvest, you won't be digging into hard soil. Instead, you just pull back the mulch and gather the potatoes that have formed in those soft layers. This really reduces damage to the tubers, which often happens with forks or shovels in the old trenching method. The remaining mulch and compost can be left to finish decomposing, giving you a perfect bed for the next crop. Many gardeners find that leafy greens, beans, or even fall brassicas thrive when planted after potatoes in this enriched soil. Now here's why this method makes more sense for long-term gardening. For anyone thinking beyond just one season, the layering method actually creates a system that improves year after year. Each crop of potatoes leaves behind richer soil than before, which means you'll need less in the way of outside fertilizers. The reduced disturbance also means less weed pressure and better water retention, while trenching may have been the go-to advice for generations. This simple adjustment really proves that there are smarter, more sustainable ways to garden that save time, energy, and improve the soil you rely on. So, if you want your potato harvest to also build better soil for seasons to come, just leave the trenching shovel behind and give the layering method a try. It's simpler, more productive, and leaves your garden richer instead of poorer. If this guide gave you some new ideas for your garden, make sure to subscribe to Soil Doctor and share this video with fellow gardeners who are ready to grow smarter, not harder.